Oh, I wrote it as if I were Vivaldi, which seemed a little strange, but I really latched onto the idea because I had read I, Claudius, which is a grown-up book.
Very grown up.
Very grown up, but I liked the idea so much. And so I thought, why don't I just write it as if I were Vivaldi? So I did that. And I've had praise and criticism for doing
being so bold as to...
Well, it does mix fact and fiction a bit. Biography and fiction. That.
You went to Venice to research
Oh,
both for the
absolutely.
story,
Several times.
Several times.
And Tom took photographs. He did paintings while we were there. Not illustrations, but paintings.
Had you been to Italy before this?
Oh, yes.
Painting.
Because it was already my favorite city.
Okay.
Painting on the site was one way to just really relate to the people, and particularly the children.
Oh, really? They would come up?
Oh, yes.
Well, surely the Venetians would be used to painters painting outside.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. But the tourists weren't, so we became part of the scene.
you became a Venetian
Right,
sideshow.
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I love this scene particularly that Tom did for the title page, and this was totally his invention. I had the idea of showing a wide shot of Venice.
So it took a lot of research to make sure that all the structures and spaces, including the church there and this
And San Marco
San
here.
Marco, yeah,
Okay, there's
were
the
all
scene.
And the
real
Doge's
places.
Palace.
So it was a
Everything.
tricky scene to put together.
An architect's dream, though, maybe, to,
Yes.
as an
Oh,
exercise.
Architect's fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy, rather, yeah.
I guess that's one reason why a lot of my architectural practice was urban design, which was designing, cityscapes. And so I was pretty prepared for that kind of
Yes.
artwork.
That's how lucky for the author that you were.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay.
Oh, this is the day he was born, when there was an earthquake, and the baby's coming, and his father says, "We have to get out of the house, but the baby's coming.
Oh,
Go
great.
for the midwife."
Great point of view. Great drama right off the bat.
Yeah.
This is published by Erdman's, which has done some religious themed books, but it also does kind of a wide range of picture
They
books.
started out as a religious.
They started out
publisher,
as small press, small prestigious press.
So, I don't know how far you want to go in this, but
Well, we'll walk through it here.
when he's born, he just can't seem to catch his breath, and so they baptize him immediately. His mother makes a vow and promises him to the priesthood if he survives. And he said, I took a deep breath and let out a loud cry. "Bravo," said Papa. "My son is a fighter." So I survived, but Mama's vow would cause much trouble.
Dun dun dun. Tom, did you have models for these scenes, or did you find other kinds of human reference?
I found some models for these scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have pictures of
That you
of
took of
Vivaldi and pictures of the house. We couldn't get inside the house, but we used other interiors to imagine.
You actually did discover. You went right up to his house.
Yes, we did, to the door. But
to the door.
Venetians are very private about their homes.
Sure.
They meet in the common areas, in the piazza or somewhere, but homes are private.
Homes are private.
What we did was
Interesting.
that's what we ended up being our home in Venice. Was the name of the little square was
It's Bragara.
Bragara Square.
You lived on the square, the same square
Yeah.
that he was,
Where his home is.
where his home is.
Yes. Do we have a picture of his home? Let's see. We do somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here's his home.
Okay,
Here's his mother.
there's his home.
And
Actually,
that's
from first-hand reference.
right,
Right.
and that's
Oh,
the
yes.
church.
That's the church where
Ragara.
he was baptized.
Right, gosh, right in the same square.
Well, he
yeah.
was baptized at birth, and then later in that church.
In that church. There he is
And,
playing the violin.
Right. Well, he tries to run with those other boys, and he gets out of breath, and his mother told him, "How many times do I have to tell you, Antonio? God never meant you to run."
That's a great gesture, Tom, of him. That's really well done.
And
Beautifully done.
he said, "That's why I vowed you would become a priest. God meant me to be a violinist, Mama, not a priest."
He knew from the get-go.
Mama made the sign of the cross. "Forgive him, God. He does not know what he is saying." And I knew exactly what I was saying, but Mama did not want to hear it, so I stomped upstairs and played a fast piece that expressed the anger in my heart. So... well, I
As you
don't
can
know.
see, watercolor was my favorite medium.
Oh, you are just so pushing
This is
the
really
color. You're being brave with it. And you're putting dark colors in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nothing timid.
Strong colors.
Strong colors. Strong
Yeah.
Venetian colors.
Yeah, they are.
And then
So he takes his father, against his mother's wishes, takes him to rehearsal at San Marco. And everywhere there was music along the way.
and there still is.
Yes.
There's the Canaletto
It
inspired
is,
piece.
yes.
Look at that. Look how Tom painted the reflection on the windows.
Yeah. All those
Of
wonderful
the
horses
clouds,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Up there.
Beautiful, beautiful, brave attempt too. I mean, just
Well, a wonderful
Incredible
piece-
amount of detail.
An incredible piece of architecture.
Yes, it
yeah.
is.
I'm sure the architecture was inspiring, an inspiring place to start. But let me at this point read what the reviewers, Kirkus Reviews, said of this book. They turned to the illustrations and said, given even Canaletto a run for his money, the illustrator sets expressive, natural-looking figures against golden-toned backgrounds of 17th century Venice's rich interiors, splendid vistas, opulent churches, and serene canals, a fetching introduction to one of the great masters of the Baroque era.
Wow.
Wow.
Especially well because Tom was inspired by Canaletto's paintings.
Oh yeah.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
Publishers Weekly said, glorious painted cityscapes of Venice and the Piazza San Marco steal the show. The first-person narration offers an accessible and personable view of Vivaldi's intense passion for music. And then it has ellipse, ... stunning, ... breathtaking. and the writing does really convey the emotion, and it's a very feeling book, and the reader can't help but be moved when they're reading. I remember my emotions when I was reading the story. He was just, he was so torn, but he turned it into a triumph. It's really a goosebump rising story. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, other reviewers felt so too. So yeah, so here's some of Tom's interiors, church interiors, which are just, I wish, well, I think there's enough light so you can see it. But
Magnificent dark interiors were fun to do. And of course you had to do.
I have to take credit here for the sunbeams.
oh yeah, tell us about that.
Well, I thought it would be lovely to see the sun shining in through the window, so Tom just used the eraser.
As you know, as a pro draftsman, he knows.
I just used water.
Did you
Oh,
just
you used
lifted
water.
it up, lifted
Oh,
out the color
okay.
with a brush, with a wet brush?
Just a damp wet brush. Yeah.
Yeah. That. Well, you could have messed that up, but you didn't.
Well.
Was-
Those are
Very,
very straight
very.
sunbeam lines. Did you use a flat brush, like a half inch?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah. A wonderful little. Let's see where is it? I think I've had this forever.
You didn't know what you were asking, did you, Janice? I want sunbeams in that shot. Go ahead and splash water all over.
These are my two favorite brushes I've had forever. As you can see.
Nothing risk, nothing gain.
Is this an old flat?
Yeah. And that's an old flat.
And that's an old flat, like a little half inch or maybe 3/4 inch flat. And
This
is
one's
an
a quarter
flat.
inch.
Quarter inch.
And that's a 3/4.
Yeah. Oh, 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
And they're regular watercolor brushes, or
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so that's what he used to take the sunbeams. So did you? Here we are getting stuck on technique issues, and
No, that's
but you had the. Did you use the brush this way, or did you use it this way to apply the water?
Depends upon how wide you want the stream to be.
The stream to be okay.
Okay?
They both. You could have done it either way.
Yeah. Right.
And then you let the water sit on there for a minute, and then scrub it out, or how what do you?
All depends on how wet you want it and make it. Sometimes I take paper towel and lay it over the whole painting, you know, and take it up, and that takes more to cut it up. Well, if you want something mystical like that, you just leave it like it is.
I mean, it made the piece, didn't it? I mean, it
Thank
made
you.
it made the atmosphere, and it just finished this incredible interior. So, do illustrators need to know their basic rules of perspective, Tom, to be able to?
Well, I believe they do. Yes.
with Tom. It comes natural now.
It's part of him. Well, but he was trained by Walter Gropius.
Right.
I mean,
You know, let's see, my first school I went to was when I was growing up in Seattle. Was the Cornish? I think it's called the Cornish School.
the Cornish School.
Cornish.
School.
Of art, and we learned all the basics of perspective at that point.
As far as they knew it.
Yeah, but also there are some wonderful books on. I have a whole library here that had some of which I collected a long time ago. Right there, that are about.
Oh, those old murky, dark, dog-eared looking, well-thumbed books.
Yeah.
Oh, down below, those are journals.
Those are my journals.
Oh,
No, the ones above the CDs are mostly the art books.
those are the journals that he's lovingly made covers for each of them.
Yes.
I saw that.
Title pages.
Yeah,
Yeah, title pages.